Hey Mish, you always stand this side. How come now you want the other side?
Because this is my good side.
Oh really? But this is not my good side.
Every side is your good side.
Oh, thank you. You're so beautiful. I love you.
I love you. Right.
Hi everyone.
Welcome to this week's episode of Cooking with Mona and Mish. Today we're going to show you guys how to make mini cheese pizzas.
So for this, we use the same dough that we use for sfiha, and for the party, we like to make them like small as appetizers. So they're very, very delicious and they look really good on the table. I hope you guys like it. So let's show you how we do it. For the dough, the ingredients are as follow. We have here 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 large tablespoon of sugar, and 1 large tablespoon of yeast, and half teaspoon of salt. I used Himalayan salt. And here 1/4 cup of oil. I use grapeseed oil. You can use any vegetable oil or olive oil if you like. And here is 1 cup of yogurt. Make sure the yogurt is warm. So it was in the fridge, so I put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. And the water we're gonna use between 1/4 to 1/3. It depends on the type of flour you're using. Each flour uses different amount of water. And it's very important, the temperature is warm, not hot. If it's hot, because then the yeast will not react. So with your clean finger, and this is my clean finger washed, you put your finger in the water, make sure it's warm. But if you put the finger and it was hot, no, don't use it. Add a little bit cold water. Okay. So here I'll just put the measurement. This is 1/3, but I may need a little bit more, a little bit less. Here I sifted the flour. Now I'm gonna use the dough mixture. If you don't have it, you can just do it by hand. So now I'm just gonna add all the ingredients. So this is the yeast, the sugar, the salt. Oops. Then I turn the mixer on. Now I add the yogurt. Here I stopped it to scrape down the edges. Now I'm going to add the oil. Now I'm going to add the water. The water I added little by little. I added 1/4 cup of water. Then I stopped it to scrape the sides. And here I touch it to make sure that it is soft. And as long as it created a ball of dough, and it's soft, that means the water is enough. And now we turn on the mixer for 10 minutes. And now you can see after 10 minutes how the dough became smooth. And now I transfer it to a bowl and add a little bit oil on the top and the bottom. And I'm gonna rub it. Okay. And then I'll cover it. Now I cover it and I'm gonna put it in the oven while it's not on. I'll turn the light of the oven on, okay? For 45 minutes. Now for the filling. So I'm gonna use this white cheese. It's called Nablusi cheese. I'm using 1 pound, and I'm gonna use 1 egg. I added another egg later. So the parsley is really approximate. So I don't know. It depends. Some people may like it more. Some people less parsley. It depends on your taste. Okay. Now I'm gonna grate the cheese, and then I'll show you how I'll mix them together. Now this cheese, after I grated it, it gave me a little bit hard time, but it's okay. Some of them, they crumbled. So like, okay, this piece, for example, you can just crumble it like this, okay? Now I just want to tell you something about the white cheese. This white cheese is salted, so I don't need to add any salt. You can substitute this cheese usually sold in any Middle Eastern store, or you can substitute with the Mexican cheese. The only difference, the Mexican cheese is not salty, so you need to adjust it with the salt. Just put salt and taste it to your taste, okay? So I added the egg, and I'm gonna mix them. I'm gonna see, I may need another egg. Now I'm gonna add the parsley. So I'm gonna add half a cup first. And here I added a quarter cup of parsley. So in total, 3/4 of cup of parsley. I'm gonna add one more egg. So I added 2 eggs, 3/4 cups of parsley, and 1 pound of the white cheese. Now I got a pan and I got parchment paper. I put it on it. And then here I got a board a little bit large. I use this dough cutter, or you can use just a regular glass. And now here is the dough after 45 minutes. It doubled in size. Now I'm gonna cut it into 4 balls, so it will be easy to roll. As a general rule, when you are making a dough and you want to roll it, anytime you work with it, you need to let it rest for like 10 to 15 minutes. So here it is. So now I'm gonna gently here, we're gonna deflate it. The dough is excellent, very good shape. I'm gonna cut it half and then another half. I'm gonna make it look, now I'm gonna shape it like a ball. I'm not expert in making dough, you know. I usually make this like twice a year, but this recipe is guaranteed so delicious. So if I can do it, you can do it. And then now I'm gonna rest it, so I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna cover it with a clean kitchen towel. So the oven, I turned it on at 450, which is about 230 Celsius, 450 Fahrenheit. Now the dough was rested for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna start with the one that I shaped first. So I'm just gonna make it too thin. So I just want to make it to thin shape. For now, it doesn't matter what shape it is because I'm gonna cut it. I don't need any flour, nothing, because the dough has oil and it's not sticking at all. Now we're gonna get this and this, oops, here. I'm gonna shape it again into a ball and put it back. This time I make them small because it's for a party, you know, it's like finger food. But when I make it for us, usually I'll make them larger, much larger than this. Okay. Here is the first pan is done, and now I'm gonna cover it and let it rest for 10 minutes. Now the cheese mixture is finished. I had leftover dough, so with the leftover dough I can do za'atar. Just I put olive oil on it, which is, we call it menaish, or I have some fresh oregano, and I have the white cheese and green onions and olive oil. I add them all together, no measurement, just, you know, by eyeballing. I add them all together, and now I'm gonna put them on top of this dough. I'll roll it, okay? Now this is the first pan after it got rested, and I'm gonna bake it now. Oops. Now here there is a screen, and there is a pan underneath it. So when they get out from the oven, I'm gonna put them over the screen. So they will get air, they dry from both sides, okay? They don't get mushy. It took 10.5 minutes. I don't want it to overcook because I'm gonna put them in the freezer. But look, so they're done, but they're not overdone. So I'm not sure if you can see the bottom. Here is the bottom, okay? Looks good. So I don't want to overcook them because when I'm gonna have the party, I'm gonna warm them up. They're gonna take more calories. So if I'm gonna eat them for now, I will cook them another minute or two, like 12 minutes. Depends, you can see. Depends on your oven. So here is the first pan after it cooled off. I just put it in a plater to show you how like I would arrange it and how it looks like on the table. But right now I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna take them and I'm gonna put them in freezer bags, and I'm gonna freeze them. And the day of the party, the night actually before the party, I will take them out of the freezer, put them in the fridge, and then the morning of the party I'm gonna bake them again, put them on a pan and bake them again to get warm, okay? I hope you guys like this recipe, and if you like it, please try it and let me know how it came out, okay? Bon appetit, bye. And here the day of the party, I took them out of the freezer the night before, and I put them on a pan on 450 degrees Fahrenheit, 230 Celsius, and I baked them. It took me about 5 minutes. And they look very beautiful on the table, and they were very yummy and tasty. Everybody loved them.